Hello, Keyboarding Aid. This is Mrs. Pancoke. Today we're going to be working on Lesson 2 out of Chapter 1, Operating System Basics. In this lesson, we will learn about operating systems, study the Windows Start screen, we'll sharpen our mouse skills, and we will turn off or log out of our computer. So an operating system is the most important software on any computer. It controls the hardware. The operating system also makes it possible to run other types of software. Think of your operating system as a control center. An operating system will guide you through tasks such as entering your login and password, so processing your username and password. It will help you find applications and files. You can choose your printer, and it will remind you to save files before closing. Login names and passwords. As a police officer checks a driver's license when making a traffic stop, operating systems check your login and password when you start a computer. A login name identifies who you are to the computer, and a password allows you to gain access to the files that are stored within your username. The best types of passwords contain letters, symbols, and numbers. Your login and password at our school are assigned to you. However, when you're at home, you may be asked to create your own passwords or your own usernames. If you do, make sure you choose it carefully. Your password is your main security device. So it allows you to keep your information safe from other people getting into your stuff. So you should never create a password that someone else can guess easily. And you always want to think of a password that you can remember. Do not sneak to find someone else's password, even if it's a prank. So never try to steal someone else's password. Respect others. Do not ask them for their password. And if someone were to ask you for your password, you should never share it with them. Okay, there are some websites that you can go to that will help you if you aren't sure, like if you're unsure what kind of password. Let's see, Random Password Generator is a great website that you can use to help yourself come up with passwords. So here's a password, for example. Now, sometimes these can be hard to remember, so you would want to record it somewhere. Okay? Gives you a hint here of how to remember your password. Okay? So sometimes these types of websites are helpful to help you come up with passwords that would be hard to come up with. So you can change it to the number of characters. You can select different things that you want to include in your password, etc. Okay, let's go back to this. All right, let's see. All right, so when we are on our computer, usually it will ask you for your username and password before you log in. On page 8 in your book, it will ask you to go ahead and log in and put in your password to start up Windows. So at the beginning, when you first turn on your computer, usually Windows will pop up and it will ask you to type in your username or password. We have already done this since you are already on your computer and are watching this video. So we're going to skip down to part 2B, which talks about the Windows Start screen and Charm Bar. Okay, as you can see in this PowerPoint, it gives you an example of what Windows sometimes looks like. Okay, however, ours is a little bit different. We don't have that pop-up, except our screen, which you'll see right here, is actually right here. This is our start screen, or our charm bar is right here. Okay, so after you log in, you will see Windows Start Screen. The Start Screen, it looks similar to this figure. Your Start Screen may be different than the one in the picture. Ours, we do have that. It's down here. Okay, you have to click on the Start Screen. The Start Screen, which is right here, think of this as your home base for your computer. We have applications over here on the side that you can choose from, or you can go here and you can go to look at all apps, and you'll see a list of applications in our computer right here. Okay, you'll see your name right here. This is where you would log off or sign out. You can turn off your computer by clicking this power right here. And then we also have what is called the charm bar, which ours is actually this right here. Okay, so in your book on page 9 it talks about the charm bar. That's the same thing as what we have right here. Okay, we also have our search setting is right here where it says Cortana. So let's say I wanted to find Microsoft Word. Everyone go ahead and type in Word, and you'll see that it pops up right here. Or let's say I wanted to find Photoshop. Okay, here it shows up with Adobe Photoshop. Or let's say I wanted to find Paint. Okay, there's the Paint program. If you type in searches right here, it'll pop up whatever you're searching for. So this is our search bar. Okay, it allows you to, if you type in a keyword of something that you're looking for, it will go ahead and find it and it will open it up. Okay, there's also is the settings right here. This you will not be using at our computers. However, at your home computers, you may be using these types of things to set up like your internet or the display for your computer. That would all be right here under settings. Okay, I'm going to turn my page to page 10. Okay, and we're going to talk about some mouse skills. So the mouse is a hovering and pointing device. It is a navigation tool that controls a pointer on your screen. So our mouse controls our pointer. So you can see my pointer moving around on the screen. This pointer is used to control your operating system. Just like a helicopter can hover above a city, a mouse can hover over any part of your Windows desktop. After you move your mouse into position, you can click on one of the buttons to activate commands on your computer. A typical mouse is shown in this picture right here. Many people use a digital pen in addition to a mouse. Laptop computers typically have a trackpad that you can use instead of a mouse. On some computers, you can use your finger as a pointing device. A variety of pointing devices are shown in figure 1.13 on page 10 in your textbook. So on page 10 of your textbook, take a look at it here. There are some pictures of some different pointing devices. Okay, we're going to turn to page 11 in our textbook. Okay, and it says that you should always place your mouse on a mouse pad or a hard surface. Slide your mouse or a pen or your finger, depending on your computer, to move the pointer around on your desktop. As you move the mouse or pointing device, watch the pointer move on the screen. It'll move in the direction that you move your pointing device. The pointer often takes the shape of an arrow. At other times, the pointer might look like a hand. And when you're using different applications, your pointer can change appearance to other shapes too. You You can move your pointer to any spot on the desktop. If your mouse cannot be moved any further, lift it off of the surface which you are sliding it on and move it a few inches and place the mouse back on the surface and continue. After positioning the mouse pointer over an icon or object you wish to use, you can do the following things. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to do these different actions. So we're going to left click on something, we're going to double click to open, and we're going to click and drag objects around the screen. Finally, we will right click to open pop-up menus. Okay, so I'm going to hit escape here and I'm going to show you how this works. So we're going to use Google Chrome as something that we're going to click on. So to left click, I'm just going to click once, okay, and it will select whatever I am looking for, okay. If I want to open it, I would have to double click. So click twice, double click, it's a fast click to open it up. I can click and hold down my mouse button and I can drag this screen wherever I want it to go, or I can put it back where it was. Or I can right click, so using my right button on my mouse, I can right click to open up a pop-up menu. So 1 click to select, 2 clicks to open, click and drag to move, or I can right click and I can open up a pop-up menu. That will give me different options. Alright. Okay, so now on page 11 you'll see that there are 9 different steps. Okay, so we're going to follow these steps and you're going to follow along with what I do on my computer. Okay, but I also want you to take notice on page 11 that there is a mouse safety steps that I want you to glance over. Pause this video right now and I want you to read those mouse safety steps on your own. And then when you're done, replay this video and follow along with the steps 1 through 9 on page 11. Alright, so it says, make sure that the start screen is showing on your computer. Okay, my start screen is open. Hopefully yours is as well. We are going to move the mouse pointer or swipe around the start screen. Okay, so it says, notice the speed and direction required to achieve a particular movement on the start screen. So we're just going to click on our start screen. Notice the tiles on your start screen. Okay, some tiles are static, such as desktop or applications like Skype. Okay, so there's different tiles on here. You can also see that Word and PowerPoint and Excel are over here. Here's Skype video. We have Microsoft Edge, Cortana. I have some of my pictures that I have on my files are right here. Okay. Okay. Step 4 says to display the charm bar. Ours is right here. Okay, you can see the different items. Okay. And it says to tap or click our internet browser. Okay, so we're going to close out of that, and for internet we're always going to use Google Chrome in this class. So go ahead and open up Google Chrome, double click, and then it says tap or click the internet browser. Notice that your browser opens immediately. Explore other tiles on your start screen to see the information and apps available when you start your computer. Okay, so just take a look at this, hover over these to check this out. Like, what's this? Flipboard. I've never heard of that. Oh, it's a personal magazine. Okay, so if you don't know what some of these things are, you can click on them briefly and then close out. Okay, so eventually I'm just going to close out of that. We're going to go on to page 12. And this next step talks about turning off our computer. So how we turn off our computer is going to be different than what you see in this picture. But it says that exiting a computer the proper way will help you avoid losing important information. Exiting is sometimes called shutting down, logging out, or logging off. When Windows shuts down, it completes tasks such as closing any open applications, saving unsaved data, closing open connections to networks or internet, and saving current settings. When your computer is on, your operating system, applications, and data are stored in memory chips inside your computer. One type of memory is called RAM, random access memory. Another type of memory is called flash memory. When your computer is turned off, the memory in RAM is erased or cleared. Any unsaved data will be lost. After you have practiced with the mouse, follow these steps to turn off your computer. Okay, so first it tells us to close down any open applications. Okay, so you would, close out of your Microsoft or your Google Chrome if you had that open. If you had PowerPoint open, you would close out of this as well. And then over here on the Start menu, we would click on the window icon, click on your name, and then you would want to sign out. Okay. If you were actually wanting to turn off the computer, you would click on the power button right here. Okay, so sometimes, let's say you're not able to get to the start bar and you wanted to shut down your computer, you would hold the power button on the actual computer, hold that down for 7 seconds, and the computer would turn off. Alright, so that is it for lesson 2. At this time, you guys are going to turn your books to page 13, and you are going to complete the 21st Century Skills Leadership and Think Critically activity. So you're going to consider attributes of a successful leader and write your responses to the following questions in the form of a paragraph. So answer the 3 questions, or the 2 questions, sorry. The third one just says to write your responses in a paragraph form and turn them into your instructor. When you're done, you're going to turn these in on Schoology. So answer those 2 questions and turn in your responses on Schoology. Good luck!